So how did we get started in this investigation that is looming on the horizon? Well, I get a call from Robert, the CEO of Ghost Gear, and he asked me who I knew in Tennessee that could do a paranormal investigation. And I said, "Why? What's the story?" And he told me the story about these people that flip houses. Done it for years. They used the same contractor to flip houses, to help them flip houses. And for some reason, this guy, he's terrified to go inside. And I asked Robert, I said, "So what kind of things are going on?" And he says, "Well, it's just your typical stuff, voices, shadow type figures, lots of sounds, footsteps, just the ordinary stuff." And I said, "Yeah, I think I know somebody who can do that, me." So I think it's important here to say, I'm really nobody special. I'm just an ordinary guy. I work at a hardware store for a living. I've been investigating the paranormal for some, oh gosh, it's 4 decades. And I investigated a place called the Stagecoach Inn. I did write a couple books about my experiences there, so I am a published author. But all in all, I'm really nobody. I'm just a guy, and I completely believe in the paranormal, and I completely believe that the paranormal can do strange things to you. But as far as me being an expert, far from it. I'm not that guy. I'm not somebody who can say that I have a tight grip on the paranormal. I thought I did it once. At one time I did. And then I investigated the Stagecoach Inn, and I realized I was in too deep, which is the title of one of my books. But with all that aside, I decided to investigate this house, and in some respects, it mirrored what the Stagecoach Inn was all about, with clothing hidden in the walls, hidden in the walls. It just, in a lot of respects, it's more or less what I've experienced before. I've been down this road. Today, I reached out to a good friend of mine, Father Ruben Lopez. Some of you may have seen him on a show called Haunted Hospitals. He did an episode or two. He's an exorcist. He's been doing it for 40 years. He didn't get his diploma off the internet. He's a real Catholic priest. He's been an exorcist for most of his career with the New York Diocese. I met Father Ruben during a live stream that I did. It was called Paranormal Nation, and I was interviewing a young lady by the name of Joy, who was possessed, and he did this virtual exorcism over a phone, and it was the most horrifying thing I think I'd ever seen. And somehow or other, during our conversation with Joy, I had a conversation with her. She introduce me to Father Lopez, and since then we've become fast friends. We both found that we had experiences in the military. He's a Vietnam veteran. I am not. Um, I am not a Vietnam veteran. I fell kind of in between the gaps of all the Desert Storm stuff in Vietnam. So I was in basically during the Reagan era, but we still had a lot of things in common. And the one thing we had in common was God. And I explained to Father Reuben my journey through the Stagecoach Inn and how I lost connection, how I lost sight of God. And it wasn't until I left that place and I went to where I am most comfortable, which is the timber. And I got down on my knees and I prayed and I said, please, Father, help me find my way back. And he did. And I struggled for a long time with the idea of being a paranormal investigator again. And that's when I came up with the book In Conflict, and again about the Stagecoach Inn. So fast forward now to present day, I am going to this place in Tennessee, Morristown, Tennessee, and we're going to investigate this place for 7 days. And we're going to use all the equipment that is possibly necessary, excuse me, to investigate this location. We're going to use the quality cameras. I got the Canon FX205 and the Canon FX105. Both are capable of night vision, both capable of live streaming, which we will not. I don't have the rest of the equipment to live stream with these cameras, but we will be doing some live streaming with our phones. And if in any time I feel that it's necessary for me to call Father Reuben because of what's going on there, he said he would be on board. That makes me feel better because, and quite honestly, this investigation's got me just a little bit freaked out. Yeah, I'm a paranormal investigator and I'm saying I'm freaked out. Well, I've always been told if you say you're not afraid, you're either a fool or a liar, and I'm neither. I'm not a fool and I'm not a liar. I am very respectful of what goes on in the dark. And what goes on in the dark is sometimes life-changing. So watch for what me and Robert with Ghost Gear will be presenting in our 7 days at this location. I don't know what we're going to find. This individual that has been giving all these accounts of paranormal activity is flip-flopping a lot. One minute he wants us to come, the next minute he doesn't want us to come. One day he's happy, the next day he's very angry and volatile, which to me is a sign of oppression, which doesn't make me feel very comfortable. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Maybe it's nothing. I'm hoping it's not. I actually hope that there's nothing there, that I spend 7 days filming just dead air. Because I know how hard it is to get rid of these things. And believe me, I want to get rid of them. I don't embrace ghosts. I just don't. If I would see my father standing in front of me after being passed now for 3 years, I would know it's not him. It is something that is taking on the form of him to trick me into believing. You see, God doesn't make miracles. He makes a miracle every day, making the sun come up, but he doesn't make things move, and he doesn't do all the things the bumps and the taps and stuff. He doesn't do things like that. But these things will do whatever's in the dark. Will make these sounds. Will make taps and bumps and turn lights on, and people are just mesmerized by it. They think, oh, this is grandma, this is my aunt, this is the fresh baked cookies, and it's not. It's something very dark that is trying to move you away from the light. My opinion, I don't expect anybody to follow that opinion. It's mine. I used to believe that ghosts were good. You know, they were just lost spirits, lost souls, you know, unfinished business. There's no unfinished business. Once you're dead, you're dead. You go to heaven or hell. The people that's left behind are the ones that say, oh, they had so much things they wanted to do. You know, they have all this unfinished business. And then these things that are in the dark realize and feel your grief, and they slide into the shoes of the person that you're mourning. And the next thing you know, you're being sucked into a very dark chasm, chasing something that isn't real, something that's trying to confuse you and darken your heart. Again, my opinion. I'm not a television personality. I'm just, again, an ordinary guy that works at a hardware store that's chased ghosts now since 1982. And I still don't know how it works. I don't know the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of how to make something happen. I don't know how to connect with whatever's there. I just try to capture it on video. I try to capture it on audio. I try to capture it with the devices that have been given to us, that we purchase. I'm fortunate to know Robert with Ghost Gear and use his devices in order to at least understand that something in the environment's changing, to bring us aware to the fact that maybe we should start concentrating on the moment in finding something. So that's kind of who I am in a nutshell. That's this investigation, which I hope at some point people will watch. I'm going to have like 163 hours. These cameras will not be shut off except at the moment in time when I need to change the cards in them. And they'll be off for 5 or 6 minutes as I upload them to my external hard drive on my PC, and then fire them back up again and just keep recording. So I'll have 163 hours of hopefully not catching anything. But if I do, it will be posted here on the Dark Gear Paranormal page. Dark Gear is Dark River Paranormal, and Ghost Gear Tech. And that's, we just kind of split the name into, and Robert was happy with it, I'm happy with it, so we'll just see where it goes from there. So I'm gonna drink some coffee. I'm gonna go over some of my equipment, get it ready. We're gonna be bringing sliders, we're gonna be bringing all the lights. I'll be bringing, of course, my flute to try to churn up some positive energy in this area, hopefully. And I just don't want nothing to be dark. I really don't. I'm different. I will be the first one to say that I'm different. I'm a different kind of investigator. I investigate the paranormal. I want to find answers. I want to find the truth. I don't want to find ghosts. Again, that's an odd statement for an investigator to say. I don't want to find ghosts. Well, I don't, because they are nasty. They are nasty, and they are an abomination, and I'll just leave it at that. And we'll see you on the road. We'll do some live streams, and Robert and I will see everybody on the road. Please watch, and I hope you enjoy our site. We're not going to embellish anything. what you see or what you don't see is what we're experiencing. So come the 23rd, I believe, of this month, April of 2023, we'll be on the road to Morristown, Tennessee. We'll see what happens.